Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. So, on another one of those palindromic dates in May.
Yes.
Did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And did you find it as good going from left to right as going from right to left?
No.
Okay, good.
Does anybody find it like that?
No, that was sort of a ridiculous question. I just wanted to see how you'd handle it. Sort of seeing how you do on a job interview.
Oh, I see.
You ace the job interview, we'll hire you.
Okay.
As a crossword analyst.
All right. My favorite job.
Yes. So, crossword analyst, what do you think of today's crossword?
Well, it was interesting.
Okay.
No, I thought it was very well done.
Yes.
I did not figure out the theme, though.
Oh.
I was able to answer the puzzle. I got the puzzle all filled in. But I'm like, even after getting it all filled in and seeing what the revealer was, I still didn't quite understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that just shows my limited knowledge of world currency, I guess.
Yes. You sort of needed to know that.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. The theme revolved around actually 3 different answers to the puzzle. 5 across, 11 down, and 58 across. And the clues for those were at 5 across. It says, with 11 down and 58 across, aphorism about the effect of sudden wealth, or a hint to the answers in the starred clues, or the theme clues. And that turned out to be the little phrase, money changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in the case of the crossword themed clues, money, different kinds of money were inserted into the grid to totally change the answer. So 17 across was be brave and proud. And then in the parentheses, it said Iran. Well, to be brave and proud would mean to stand tall. But since money changes everything, they put some Irani money in there, which is the rial, R-I-A-L. And so instead of stand tall, you had stand trial, which is a common phrase too, but that just shows how money changes things.
Yes.
Or 24 across was how some medications are taken with the parentheses in Jordan in parentheses. The answer turned out to be ordinary. I mean, you usually take drugs orally, but if you stick dinar in there, which is the currency of Jordan, you get ordinary instead of orally.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had 35 across, a luminous meteor, South Africa. And that, of course, was fireball. And if you put in the South Africans' currency for the all, you get firebrand. And then 40 down, which is something I should have known because I did know the currency of Korea, and that is the won. But the clue was ubiquitously, and that was the answer to that would have been all over. But if you switch out the all with the currency of Korea, which is the won, you get 1 over, or 1 over, but it looks like 1 over, like you won over somebody. Mm-hmm. And then finally, 51 across was one's on your side with Costa Rica in the parentheses. And the answer to that was colonies. Instead of allies, A-L-L, the all in front, they put in colon, which is the currency of Costa Rica, I guess.
Yep.
And it turns out to be the word colonies.
Yes.
So money changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in all the cases, there was a ALL, all, sort of like everything. But the all was taken out and the currency was put in, and it created a whole different word.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cryptic.
Yes.
But very clever.
Ingenious. This was by David Kahn. This was his 190th crossword since 1994. He's done 26 Saturdays and 13 Fridays and 61 Thursdays.
Whoa.
I mean, he clearly knows what he's doing.
I guess.
Not exactly a one-shot wonder.
Uh-huh. Well, you think of all those different themes he would have had to come up with.
Right.
Wow.
And I got it at Firebrand because it was, with 35 across, that being, let's see if I can find it here again.
35 across.
Luminous meteor.
Yeah.
I had the word fire and B, so I thought, it's fireball. And then Ben said South Africa. And the rand, I mean, that's sort of a currency that I know the name of well. So I thought, it's fireball. Oh, rand is all. And then I started looking at the others, and I knew dinar and I knew real. And I'm like, this was clever. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't figure it out last night when I solved the crossword either. But I came back to it just now and took a look at it. And I'm like, I see what they're doing here. But I had a lot of trouble with this crossword. You have to guess which part.
Oh, let me think. I would say, trying to think where I had trouble with it. I would say in the upper right corner.
No, I had no trouble with that. that was pretty straightforward, I thought.
Okay. Well, then the lower left corner.
No, not particularly.
Okay, well, tell me where then.
The bottom right corner.
Bottom right.
I was just totally flummoxed there. I think what happens is I work in the crossword and I start to narrow in on a corner, and by that time I'm worn out, right? Because it's just like those neurons have been firing at least 50% capacity for all that time. Yeah. And so I got to like 42 down, bring into play was utilize.
Yes.
I could not make that leap. And then 42 across, that's the pits. I kept thinking, this is some play on like an avocado or something, or a cherry, or something to do with cars and racing, or something to do with acne. I mean, I had all these ideas in mind, but I didn't have the correct answer, which was UGH, right. UGH. I don't even know how. Ever hear anyone say UGH?
Oh, UGH. I have.
Do they actually say UGH?
Mm-hmm. Or just
They don't say UGH. Okay, as long as they don't say UGH. But anyways, so I had trouble with that. And then the one next to it, gradually found out 43 down, was gleaned. And again, that didn't come to me. If I had UGH, I would have gotten it probably. And then in the middle of that, we had the brilliant 48 across, call again, ? Retitle.
Retitle, yes.
That was fabulous. So I had trouble there. For the most applied to college in the U.S., 55 across. What did you go for that?
Yale.
Yes, so did I. It was like 4 letters. It's got to be Yale.
But then I thought to myself, that's not probably the right one. UCLA makes a lot more sense because it's a much bigger school. It's like a state school, so I'm sure they'd get more applications, right?
I thought I went for Yale first. Then I went for UCLA, and I wasn't getting anything. So then I went for UCSD, because I felt pretty good about the U and the C. So I figured University of California, San Diego.
Oh.
I don't know how big it is. Maybe it's got lots of people. It didn't help. Also, in that same corner, we had 64 across, 1990s Israeli President Weizmann.
Yes, I didn't know that.
I thought the first name was like Ehud, E-H-U-D. I'm convinced there's...
there was a prime minister with that.
There was a prime minister, but not a president.
Not a president, yeah.
And then I thought, Eli. I just started inventing names that started with E because I had the E.
Easer.
Anyway, it turned out to be Easer.
Yeah, easy.
Which I believe is a band. Oh, wait, that's Weezer.
that's
Never
Weezer,
mind.
yeah.
I wonder if Eezer's ever been a frontman for Weezer. That would be. And now here's Weezer.
Or maybe he could do covers of them
I
on
know.
his own.
And then beneath that, we had 67 across film editor Blank Allen. Dee Dee Allen?
Dee Dee, yeah.
You knew Dee Dee
No,
Allen?
I did not know.
See, I didn't know anything in that corner. And
I didn't either, but I knew I got utilized and gleaned pretty quickly in UCLA, and so I got it all together there.
well, that's good. I mean, I eventually did, but I was starting to panic in that corner.
Oh dear.
But David Kahn is an expert at designing crosswords that people that I can solve. So thank you, David. I don't know if he had anyone else in mind when he wrote the crossword other than me, but he made one that was just at the limit of what I could do. There were some other really, really great clues everywhere.
Oh yeah.
One down, Olympic diver's pride, maybe abs.
Abs, yeah.
Just great.
I could not figure out what that could be, but I was thinking, well, like a medal or or I put it 10, because maybe to get a perfect 10 score would be the pride, but no, abs.
I had this idea of them going in with perfectly straight toes, so I wanted it to be toe. But that didn't work at all. We had 5 down. Support for a tumbler was Matt. That was cute. Not quite the same same quality there. But as for example, 8 down. Biblical figure seen in the sauna? ? Esau.
Yeah.
Just really great clues. I can see why his crosswords have been accepted 190 times.
Yeah, the clues were rather entertaining. I
Yes.
liked that 12 down. Study secondarily, minor in.
Yes. That was actually the only debut answer in the
Oh,
grid.
really?
We had 9 down, stentorian sort, yeller.
Yes.
That was good. And then, let's see, 23 across French handle was nom, N-O-M, for name.
That took me a while.
Oh, I got that one right off. I'm glad to say. And then I thought right underneath that, 27 across Einstein, notably emigre. That was an interesting point.
Yep. Yeah.
I did not know and was stumbling about. I mean, this was also causing problems in the bottom right for me. 30 down, one who deals with a lot of bull, torero. I started off with cowboy.
Oh.
I thought that was pretty good.
Right.
And one of the letters in that was correct.
Yeah, I had never heard of torero. I'd heard of toreador. But I guess torero is the same thing, a bullfighter.
Right. And then we had 36 down. I'm sure you got this immediately. Son of Adam and Eve was Abel.
Well, I mean, you had like 3 choices. It could be Cain or Abel, or their third son was Seth.
What about Enos?
No, he came later.
Okay. I was just
he was Seth's son.
I was just thinking of 4-letter names. I thought
no.
Noah.
Cain, no, he came much later. Cain, Abel, or Seth. And I put Seth, but then it turned out to be Abel.
Yes. Well, I did know, or at least I thought I knew, 41 across, cardio exercise program, Tabo.
Right.
Had to figure out how to spell Tabo.
Yes.
And as you can tell, I haven't yet figured out how to pronounce Tabo.
I
Taibo?
think that's right. Or maybe it is Taibo.
Tabo. If there are any Taibo or possibly Tabo practitioners in the audience, let us know how you pronounce what it is that you do.
Yes.
Send us a recording, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com. Or if you don't want a recording, phonetics will do as well. And let's see. We had 38 across brotherhood, ? Was cowl.
Cowl, yeah.
That was sort of cute. Did you know 39 down, the Bob Marley song in the Grammy Hall of Fame, One Love?
One Love. No, I did not know that.
I like how they had one love next to one over.
Yes. Or one over.
I would imagine with the difficulty of making this crossword work that he didn't have a lot of room for finagling, but somehow one love and one over showed up next to one another.
Very,
just
appropriate.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yep.
Even 65 across, square one, It was nerd.
Nerd, yeah.
It's like just great. So definitely this has to be in the running for the Jam Katwa Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award.
It was pretty amazing.
Yep. All right. Well done, David. David J. Kahn. 5 squares in the Jam Sierra scale for sure.
Okay.
That is it for today then. So thanks everyone for listening. We'll be back again with our cutting edge analysis of Friday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.